Or at least some flowers. Where is he, dude? Oh, I don't see him there. I'm super excited about my big Christmas balls. Oh, that sounded real crazy. Dude, these glitter ones are fire dope. I wonder if you can glitter a Christmas ball any color. You probably could. Oh my god, I'm excited. So I saw this real cool way to DIY cupcakes. Oh, you can see my little candy cane. I made my cotton. I made this. It's so cute. It looks so cute. They were $20. 20, but they were half price, so $11. But they were like huge ones, like this big. Okay, bro. No está aquí. Like 5 minutes, bro. Yo me voy a ir a la chingada. I made a ball garden, but I'm not sure that I really like it. It looks alright. So this guy told me he was on, and I'm getting on, and he's not here. So this is like irritating. Hey, he's not on. Hold on. Dude, I am so excited about my stinking candy cane. Okay. Is this just like one that they have there? You can put anything on those tiles, yeah? Can I put some pictures from our page on there? Well, because I have a bunch of the people see my pictures, that's why. Everybody's all excited about that fact. Hold on. If he doesn't get on in 5 minutes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm here, dude. I'm so here. Why would you?
Hello?
Okay, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me? You're fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, so first I'm going to start off for if anybody is watching this and they've never watched our podcast before, we are a podcast which we actually are the recidivism rate in New Mexico cuz we are the people that are out here like surviving and making it and like, trying to do it. So that's what this podcast is about. It's to promote our stories, to talk about different stuff that has happened to us on the insides, and personally it's literally just to talk about whoever our guest is, their personal story. So they might have different things to their story that other people might not have, but we're just here to talk about our guest's personal story and whatever that is, and we're here to support that. And we're a community. If you've been formerly incarcerated and you want to join our podcast, please just hit me up on Messenger and I will be more than happy to schedule a podcast with you. Also, my name is Rhiannon Montoya. I go by Princess. It's just a nickname that I've had forever, and it's also the name of my business. My guest tonight is Jesus Ruiz, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell me well, I'm going to welcome him first and I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell me how much time he did and at what facilities. Welcome, Jesus. How are you?
I'm finding you.
No, I'm good. Will you tell us how much time you did, your at what facilities, and that's it.
Okay. Um, the first time I got incarcerated with New Mexico State Corrections as an adult was back in 97. I did 97 through 2000. I got out in 2000 and I stayed out for 2 years. And then I went back 2002 till 2016.
2016. Okay. At what facilities did you do your time at?
I bounced around New Mexico, so I was at the Lee County Correctional Facility, Santa Rosa. That's Lee County, I think. No, Guadalupe County Correctional Facility. I was also at the Northeast, which is Clayton, New Mexico. I was in PNM, the North and the South, which is located in Santa Fe. I was at the level 2 for a little while in Grants,
Damn, you've been
and
all over. Almost.
yeah, and then I ended up landing in Las Cruces at the level 2 and at the level 3, and I got out from there.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Will you tell me a little bit just like about yourself and about how you picked up your charges, like what your lifestyle was like, so that everybody can kind of understand, and then we'll go on into some other questions.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm from Carlsbad, New Mexico. I was born in Carlsbad, but um, I got into the foster care system at an early age, at 4. And during my foster care, to make a long story short, I was abused both physically and mentally. And I was around alcoholics who eventually, later on in years, ended up turning into drug addicts. So I grew up around that environment. And, as soon as I hit um, 9 years old, I started drinking, I started smoking weed. By the time I was 13, I was already a dad. I was already gang banging.
Anofe at 13.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I did my juvie years. my years are back in the 90s. You know, um, I did all my juvie years, 11 to 18, through the D home, in and out of the D home. I was in the boys' school. You
Did
guys
you
are
ever go
familiar
to
with the boys' school, huh?
Did you ever go to Springer, the boys' school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And then I did YDDC to the Youth Diagnostics and Development Center,
hmm.
and
Dang, you
and
ran
then
into the system. No,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, and then I was in the group home Ogares. If you guys are familiar with the group home
I know what
Ogares,
that is. My sister was there.
yeah. So I did a little. I did almost a year over there too. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, man, I've been through the system.
Can you tell me how you picked up your charges or how like your charges came about? Like, well, you don't gotta tell us everything, but just how so that people can understand how you were, like sentenced, and then we'll go on to the judges. How you felt when the judge sentenced you.
Oh, I ended up getting time for 2 counts of manslaughter. It should have been a self-defense case, but with the public defender, I couldn't fight it, so I had to plead out to manslaughter.
Did your
And
defenders tell you to plead, or how? Why did you? Well, because I have this. A lot of people are scared and they don't know, like, you know what I mean. So they plead out. You know what I mean. And
yeah,
at
yeah,
the end of the day, it's the state's job to prove that. So you would have been better off maybe like taking it to the box, and maybe they would have found you not guilty. Or do you know what I mean? Like you don't never know, but I'm just saying.
yeah, yeah. What's the
People
chance?
don't know, and 90% of times, everybody, the public defenders tell them to plea out.
Yeah, yeah, because it's all like I look at it as a game of poker between the DA and the public defenders. So and we're the bargaining chips.
Yeah,
Basically that's what it is.
yeah, I agree. How did you feel when the judge sentenced you?
I couldn't even believe it at first, honestly. I couldn't believe it, but I don't know. Just what can you do?
Yeah, yeah, I'm all. Well, because we all been there, but it's like a really like life altering thing. You know what I mean? When that judge looks at you and they're able to like take your whole life away, literally. You know what I mean? Like it's very. I had really never even thought about it more until like I talked to a lot of people on the podcast, and it's very. Unless you've been in that situation, you don't know what that feels like. It feels like your whole life's being taken away by some person, and then they have the right to say all these crazy things about you, and they don't even know you, or.
Yeah, it's sad how the system looks at you, like how they judge you, how they how can I say court um they just go whatever they think, whatever we're the scum of the earth. We don't deserve our freedom, and we don't deserve a second chance. And yeah, man, it's awful. It's awful to, especially when you're fighting for your life and, fighting for, for your freedom. You're fighting for your freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell me about when you pull train from county to RDC? Well, because all the men, like, it's different for men and women. Women, we don't like go to RDC. All the men in New Mexico, they go to an RDC facility, and it's been like that for a lot of years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time? I The first time when I went to RDC, I went to Grants
Oh.
when RDC was in Grants back in '98,
And
and
are
then
you here now in, is it in Los Lunas? Yeah, no?
yeah,
Yeah. The level one?
yeah, they ended up moving it to Las Lunas.
Yeah. Okay. And then what, how long did you stay? How was your intake process? Can you tell us about that?
My in my intake process,
Hmm.
like
Well, because it's different for women and men, you know?
what do you want to know?
Well, just like when you got there and like from the time that you got off the van and like till you got to your bunk or whatever, like I don't know.
No, I know the first time I went through grants. I mean, like my first day there, we got slammed down because somebody got stabbed.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that was my first time in the pen in RDC.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You
and
got calm down.
yeah, and then the second time I went through Las Lunas. Um, it was kind of an eye opener, man, because I already had been there already back in '99. There when it was the Central New Mexico. What was it? A medical facility back in the day. If you had real serious medical issues, they would transport you over there to for your medical conditions. And so I was over there for like 3 or 4 months back in '99.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was familiar with the facility already. So when I got down, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, I got sad because I came back and I was all without. The second time I was like, oh, all crushed.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so then when you got out of RDC, where did you go to? Where did they ship you to? Or well, because you guys do, how many days do you do in the RDC? How much is classification? Is it like 45 or what is the?
I think it's 60 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're there 60 days and then they ship you. I ended up landing back in Hobbs. Well, the first time I went to Hobbs, and then the second time I ended up going back to Hobbs also.
Uh-huh. Wow. All. Is that's just how they classify you or what? Well, because I don't really know the process or what. I know that it is like if you're your level, if you're a high level or what. So what is Hobbs? Is Hobbs like a minimum or is it?
It's a level 3.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's a level 3. And then when I was there, they had a level 2 also.
Mm, level two. No, it was twos and threes.
Yeah,
Okay. The men are pretty organized how they have you guys. Well, because they don't, at first they didn't have the women. They had all of us just like all together, fours and some more crazy shit. No, but yeah.
yeah.
And okay, so how did you ever, well, because I feel like men's are different. Did you ever experience or see acts of violence that maybe like maybe changed your life or like things you've seen? Because I know I did a podcast with one of my really good friends and he was a big guy, but because he was big, they didn't mess with him. You know what I mean? But he's seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we were wild, man. Okay, the first time The first time I played the good boy and I got out, I did the program thing, whatever, I got out. And then the second time I went back, you know, well, no, well, like, no, because the first time really too, because like I, yeah, man, I've seen stuff and I experienced stuff. I've been involved in stuff myself, um, and it does get ugly. It does get ugly in there, you know. Um, I've seen people. I've known people that lost their lives in there. I've seen people in there, barely making it out of the pod, bloody. I've yeah, I've seen violence in there,
Yeah.
and I've I've also that's why I bounced around a lot because I was getting into trouble, honestly, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and it's just inevitable in there. It's just you're gonna see it, being in that environment.
Mhm. No more. Yeah. Um, can you tell me what kind of program you did? Programming, like what types of programming you did, if you did any, like when you were in there, or what kind of jobs that you had?
I did. Well, when my wife was with me, I had to do good, so because they were still giving us trailer visits, so I was programming. I was doing the TC program. I was doing the long distance dads. I was doing the AA, the NA, and what other else? Um, I got into the program for the journeyman electrical, but then programs really don't last because the teachers always end up getting fired all the time.
Yeah.
So those programs really don't last that long.
Mm. So there's not like a lot of consistent programming for you guys?
Yeah, yeah. It'll start and then like it won't last.
Yeah.
So the only program that I've really seen last is the TC program, but it's like they have a whole unit dedicated just to that one program.
Yeah, yeah. And they give a lump sum for that program, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Um, I'm trying to think what else was I gonna ask. Um, how has your incarceration affected your family and your loved ones?
That's a good question right there, man. Because right now, right now, I'm fighting with the state over my handicapped mother right now, and you should just see the treatment that I'm getting just because I'm a felon, just because I have a background. You should see, like, it's horrible, man. It's awful to see my handicapped mother in a situation like that.
Wow. And you can't even help her because you're supposed to be a bad guy in their eyes. I know. I know how that is. Like, yeah. Because um, yeah, where somebody's trying to use your situation, what happened to your incarceration, they're like using it against you. You know.
Yeah, and with my own mother,
Wow.
my mother, she was born um with brain damage, and due to abuse that my grandma was going through during pregnancy. And when my mother was in her 20s, uh some this guy from Mexico came and raped her and took advantage of her, and that's how I was born. you know and They took me away from her at an early age, and I grew up in the system, like I was telling you guys earlier. And I've been out since 2016. I've managed to learn a trade. I've managed to um, work. I'm not on drugs. I hardly even drink. You know, I I work. I pay my bills. I build up my credit, and I've been out for 7 years. 7 years. No charges. Not even a traffic ticket. Not even a traffic ticket. And I'm able to care for my mother. I have a 3 bedroom home. I'm able to care for her, and I've proved that to the state, and the state's like, nope, nope, you're a felon, you have background, you don't deserve a second chance.
There's no way that you can get like no groups or something to advocate for your mom, or like, you know what I mean, some
You
people.
should that's why I know why now that there's so many people out here walking the street that has mental health disabilities, and why Albuquerque has a problem with homelessness and everything, because these people that are supposed to help, they don't help, man. They don't help. They're over here crying about the crime, and in actuality, you should see the stuff that they're doing in these offices. I've been dealing with these people for the past year, and oh my God, these people are liars. From the New Mexico Disability Rights up here, located downtown, and up here on Wantabo,
Why
the
don't you
job
get him to
protection
go and lobby over there at the legislation in January? The legislation is going to start. If you don't go talk to the people that are over there making the laws and the rules, they're not going to know. Like, that's where you got to go, and so your voice can really be heard. Because
these
if you
people
don't stand up for your mom, nobody is. You know what I
that
mean? And
these people,
the
man,
laws have to change. Whatever that is, it a law that says because you're a felon, you can't take care of your mom, or what?
yeah, like they're like literally, check this out. I live in Albuquerque.
So is she like in a home or what?
She's in a she's in a supported living home, right? And these guys are being so culo that they don't even want to transfer her from Clovis to Albuquerque. I live in Albuquerque. I'm her son. She should be close to her son.
Well, yeah. Why don't you fight it in the courts?
I've been. You know what happened, girlfriend? You know what happened? I had a court date with the judge like 2 weeks ago. The judge threatened me, telling me that he better not ever see me in the court system.
Halabi.
No, man, for reals, for reals. These people. That's what I'm telling you. These people, they like, man, man. If I could get into the story, um, of the experience that I'm having with these people, man, you would be like, oh my God, because everybody that I've explained my story to, they're just like, there's just no way, there's just no way. And I'm like, yeah, and all because I'm a felon.
Hmm. No, I'm
Yeah, yeah. They don't care if you change your life around. This state's gotcha. It's corrupt, very corrupt.
Yep, they are. It is. It's the truth. I'm all. It's the truth. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it is, eh? It is. It's a ugly truth. You know what I mean? It's an
Hmm.
ugly truth.
Yeah. If you could talk to somebody that was coming out that thinks like maybe they can't make it, or that they're not able to do it, what message would you have for them?
Just do it day for day, man. Do it day for day, day for day. One day might be gotcha. The next day might be better, but that's how that's how I've been doing it, man. Day for day.
Yeah.
Don't just because. something happens one day don't mean that tomorrow won't be better, or even the whole week might be bad, but the rest of the month might be just, you know.
That's right. All that's right. Well, because it is. It's like you have to have a positive attitude too to be able to succeed and make it. Because the whole world is going to be against you, even people that you love. Even like I've had like my own mother, my own family members, like people who I thought were going to have my back, literally have used, like you used my incarceration to their advantage. Like for example, my mother's trying to take me for child support for my daughter, when she told me she never even wanted child support, and we even have a court order, like just little things, and so I understand what you're going through, and I really feel like I feel your pain when when I say that in your situation, because people don't know what that's like. People don't know when you're fighting for the good, or when you're trying to do right, and you're walking the line. That's hard. That's really hard. And then people are still trying to portray you as the old person you were. Like that's very hard. So I
Yeah.
understand, and I really sympathize with you, and I'm very sorry. And all I could say is keep fighting and don't stop, because you're the only voice that your mom has. You know what I mean? And all I could tell you is you need to go higher. You need to talk louder. You need to talk to the people that are making the laws, to a senator, to a legislator, to someone that can help you. Because if someone like that would listen and get involved, you know what I mean, they're gonna say like, no, there's something wrong with this. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you have to be able to try to make change. Because just us like talking about it here, we're raising awareness, but going to the next level is where you're going to make changes to be able to bring your mom home one day.
Yeah. Well, let's see, man. I don't know. I
Mhm.
like I said, man, just don't give up, because obviously I'm still here. Like like I tell my lady, I'm still here, so I'm still in the fight, because I could have just went back right away, and just went back to what I know,
Oh
and
yeah, it's so easy. No.
I've I've had, well, yeah, it's so easy, and then not only that, I've had friends that I've had people that I've been incarcerated with, that's died in police shootouts, because they're not going back to jail, they're not, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, it's either, I mean, like 2 months ago, my primo was on the news. They got him, you know what I mean? And now he's gonna go back for a minute, because he got into a shootout with the cops and everything. So now he's going back. You know what I mean? And it's like I can get with that, or I can get with this.
Yeah.
So it's every day, man. It's a struggle every day. But uh,
And it's so easy to go back. It's so
yeah,
easy
it
to just
is.
say, to make that one decision and say, I'm just going to do this one time. But this one time, it turns into like a lifetime of bad decisions. Do you know what I mean? So it's better to just say no, just to be able to live the right life. And sometimes it's very, very hard, but I encourage a lot of people, because it's hard to live the right life. You know what I mean? But it's so quick, so easy, and so fast to go back. So
Yeah, it is.
I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, living your life, living a good life, making a honest living, working hard, and continuing to fight for your mother, because she knows. I'm sure that your mom knows that your best intentions are with her. You know what I mean? And I encourage you to never stop, because you're all she has.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. and your whole life has been like in the state and like a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean, and you're going to turn all that bad stuff to good stuff now. So you need to, even if to advocate for your mom, that's what you need to do. And hopefully one day that you can bring her home with you. That would be really nice. That would be nice, like in a year, if we could come back and I have you on the podcast and you're like, I brought my mom home, you know.
Well, I'm on, not only her too, I got grandsons also, I got kids myself, I want to start bringing the family back together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was once broken, I want to bring back,
That's right. Well, because we have to start with us, like the cycle, you know what I mean? The broken
Yeah.
cycle and the family and all that stuff. That's
I,
very.
I mean, and that's kind of crazy. You mentioned that, because like my son is incarcerated right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my son's incarcerated. He's in Clayton right now.
Oh, wow. They probably don't even
And
let you go see him or what? Well, because
yeah, no, no, we're in the process right now. They have to let me go see him because
you're
he's
his
my son.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of doing the paperwork, and so that way I can take my grandson to go see him.
Oh, that's neat.
You know what I mean? So breaking the cycle, that's what I'm trying to do, right now,
Yeah.
So I'm not just in it just for my mother. I'm in it for my little man, for my grandson too. I'm trying to break that cycle, with him, and
That,
then with my daughter just had my second grandson 2 months ago.
that's good.
So,
That sounds like the next generation of your
well,
family
well,
coming
yeah,
on, and you're able to be present with that. That's really good.
you know what I mean?
Hmm. That's good.
So,
That's really great. Well, I would like to ask you, do you have anything else that you want to share? Or like maybe I always tell people, like if we could tell a message to our former self, because sometimes we think we're like, I don't know, these super weak people or whatever. If you have a message or you just want to share something, anything else that you want to say, you can share that now. And I'm so grateful to you for being on the podcast. I know you were sick last weekend. Once I end, I will um I'll send you a copy of this, okay?
all right. Yeah, that work.
Okay. So if you have a message that you want to share or anything that you want to say.
Yeah. No, man, if um let the bullshit go. Um think outside the box. I know sometimes, you know, where I was at, the place I grew up, little Carlsbad, we were just always in the hood, man. We would never, because everything was always there. We never really, that was our world, that was our life, that was what we knew. And but once I started thinking outside, I started thinking different, started moving different, and with the grace of God, I started seeing it for what it was, and you know, it's like they say, it's not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the tears. It's not worth um, of the pain that you cause your family. All the time, all that. It's just a bunch of nonsense at the end because all you're gonna do is just regret it. And all that time you can go to school, you can be out here working, you can do better things. Instead of being in there with a bunch of vatos, you could be out here. You know, and I don't know. But God bless you guys, man. I thank you for having me, and I hope my message reached somebody and helped them as well.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I hope that your family is safe and well for the holidays. I'm very grateful for you to come on, and I'm sure that your message will touch somebody.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Well,
much.
yeah, no problem. God bless you. Be
God
safe.
bless you. Signing off from behind bars in the 505. Thank you for everybody who watched. And there was somebody up here, but I didn't get to see who it was. Have a good night. Thank you, Jesus.
All right. Later.
Bye bye.